up in the morning with the crack of dawn, put my clothes and some coffee on, step outside into the morning sun. Jump in the truck for to take a ride, open up a beer, it's gonna be alright. Y'all watch out, I'm drunk and I got my guns. Steered my truck toward the interstate, knocked off a liquor store on the way, killed the cashier for a 40 and some smokes. Mama always thought I was a perfect child, but I always had a black sheep smile, never much fit in with them honest folks. I was raised in hell, in the Bible Belt. They had to kill me, ain't going to jail. After all the things I'd done, never Grammy Bell. For all that hell I raised in the Bible Belt. Now I was driving along, just a minding my own. Some dude cut me off talking on his cell phone, shot at his tire and I watched him roll his truck. Well, I stopped at a place called the Ruby Slipper, robbed the joint, kidnapped a stripper. Now there's a trooper in the rear view, damn luck. I was raised in hell, in the Bible Belt. They had to kill me, ain't going to jail. After all the things I'd done, never Grammy Bell. For all that hell I raised in the Bible Belt. Oh, that's right. Hammered down, rolling down the road, and candy's face down in my lap, you know I'm getting some highway love with a big old grin. Well, I thank Candy for the favor about the time I blew my radiator. Now I'm doing life in the state pen. 'Cause I was raised in hell, in the Bible Belt. They finally caught me, they put me in jail. After all the things I'd done, never Grammy Bell. For all that hell I raised in the Bible Belt. Well, I was raised in hell, in the Bible Belt. They finally caught me, wanna give me the chair. They plan to fry my ass, man, nobody cares. For all that hell I raised in the Bible Belt. For all that hell I raised in the Bible Belt. Woo! My pulse was racing as you pulled up. Hopped out and smiled at me, could not believe my luck. You touched my soul, you fill my mind. You spin my head around with those who come and give me highs. And like a pendulum, your hips mark time as you casually walk my way. When you wrap me in your arms, I can never forget that day. Hey, hey. You remember Fort Worth, you remember that early summer night with Turnpike playing as I parked the car, kissed you that first time. I recall every head turn. You remember I pulled out your chair and your eyes like mine. We laughed and dined like no one else was there. You remember Fort Worth. You remember Fort Worth. Walking through the park, you held my hand, trading stories of our lives like catching up with an old friend. back in my hotel. I made you cry, singing songs with my guitar, and then we made love all night. Like a pendulum, your hips marked time as I pulled you close to me. Every time your lips touched mine, I knew how sweet the taste of love could be. Fort Worth, you remember that fiery summer night I played the turnaround? You just smiled as tears filled up your eyes. I recall your tight blue jeans. You remember my pearl snap shirt and that spot you claimed on my chest when you left. Surprised me how much that hurt. You remember Fort Worth. You remember Fort Worth. You remember Fort Worth. I can't forget, I can't forget, I can't forget. Turn loose every load on a trip outside my mind, and drag myself in from the cold, and find a reason for a ride. Been blind for all these years. It's been more than I could stand. Memories coming through in waves, drip like water from my hands. Oh Lord, I've been down to the bottom before, and it's hard to be a man when you're stuck down on the floor. Sometimes I need a helping hand to help me up again, ready for the turnaround. Send a shiver down my spine as I approach the windowsill. See the ghost in my reflection. I guess I took too many pills. Stretch my arms into the night, embrace the world in front of me, kiss the wind and take a dive. Leaves me crawling on my knees. Oh Lord, I've been down to the bottom before, and it's hard to be a man when you're stuck down on the floor. Sometimes I need a helping hand to help me up again, ready for the turnaround. turnaround. Sometimes I need a helping hand to help me up again, ready for the turnaround. Dark and misty night, Seamus wondered so he might find a place to drink and drown his woes. Walking down the streets of Kerry, stumbling drunk, and there he saw a tavern sign he'd never seen before. Hell's Pub is what it read, glowing through the mist ahead. Beware to all you souls who step inside. Open up the door, he yelled, one last pint to cure my ills. I'll rest a spell before I say goodnight. Well, the door creaked open on its own. He noticed that he was alone with a beautiful girl who stood behind the bar. Her hair had flowed like copper streams and haunting eyes of emerald green. She softly strummed upon an Irish harp. Sit across from me, my son, Seamus, name your poison, she whispered, never raising up her eyes. He ordered and began to sip, and when he finished up with it, she said, you've had your drink, now name your He said, hockey, leather, and lace. I searched the fields of heather, the valleys and the lakes, searching for my true love, see her smiling face. Return to me if you can, my whiskey, leather, and lace. The woman looked into his eyes and said, Seamus, do you realize I can give you everything you need? All you have to do is sign right here on the bottom line. Nothing in this life can come for free. She pierced him with a dagger's blade and told him not to be afraid, and handed him a single raven's quill. He soaked the quill and signed his name, and as the scroll went up in flames, she told him all he asked would be fulfilled. Seamus stumbled back outside, a load was lifted from his mind, his heart no longer drowning in despair. All night long Seamus roamed, and when he finally reached his home, the one he loved was waiting for him there. He spent the night in love's embrace, but woke to find his love replaced with a woman that he'd met the night before. Suddenly he realized he sold his soul for one last night, and the devil had come to even up the score. He cried, all that I desire was whiskey, leather, and lace. I searched the fields of heather, valleys, and the lakes, searching for my true love, see her smiling face. Return to me if you can, my whiskey, leather, and lace. Hey. Well, it was just across the front yard. Can't express how far the last walk felt. Her white knuckles on the steering wheel. I kissed her cheek, struggled for a breath. Well, I knew it was the last time. See her face, felt it in my bones. was the longest 2-hour drive I ever had. Southbound highway headed home. Seems the closer that you find yourself to a dream, the harder to wake up. Holding on too tight to days gone by, when deep inside we both know, darling, yeah, we both know this were no basic love. Well, tonight here in this local dive, lay claim to my bar stool and I settled down with an offhanded universal gesture. The barmaid comes, I order my first round. When she brought my drink, she touched my hand. She smiled with a want to in her eyes. Well, girl, I'd love to see how this plays out. I'm not the trouble that you need tonight. Well, my candle's always burning at both ends, and the wick I lit for you is bound to spill. And I'm cursed to miss you longer than I even got to love you. And it's not fair, it's not fair. I'm alone, but I'm still out there, living out the dreams you and I once shared. Seems the closer that you find yourself to a dream, the harder to wake up. Holding on too tight to days gone by, when deep inside we both know, darling, ooh, this weren't no basic love.